Mm-hmm. Hello.
I think I'm clearer now. Anyways, welcome back to the Kewl Podcast. This is episode 2, titled Floater Friend. I'm your host, Ian, who will be talking about being a floater friend, and enjoy the episode. Anyway, welcome back to the Kewl Podcast. This is the episode called Floater Friend, and it's really a very relatable thing recently in this current state, in this modern world, because everyone has either done this to people or they have been the floater friend, or what mostly people say is the backup friend, or the floater friend, or the backburner, which it's really so complicated because it's not really easy to just let go of memories that you've had with a person. But really, the thing is, you can call someone your friend, but are you even sure that you are considered a friend to them? Because soon enough, in the near future, who who would you be able to trust? Who would you be able to talk to at your times of need? Being a floater friend isn't easy. It's you being present for them when they need it is already you giving too much, because you're trying to comfort that person. You're doing everything you can to be happy with that person. But if you're a floater friend, technically you're just wasting, or you're just charging someone else's battery. And when you get low battery, you have no one to help you charge. You're just gonna be alone, which is hurtful, just painful. It's not something that we should do every day of our lives. At some point, you have to move on. At some point, you just have to be appreciative of the memories you've made along the way. But if being a floater friend really negatively affects you, really just leave. It's for your own benefit. It's not, you can say that you're happy when you're with them. That's being happy when they're available. You're settling for the less. You're not achieving something when you settle for less, because it's like you're not really, like, you don't have standards. It's like you don't have standards. If you settle for less, it's like you just lost hope and you just want to give in, which you really shouldn't, because there are a lot of people who probably want to have someone to talk to, and it's also them probably also being a floater friend. So they need good friends who will actually stay with one another, because floater friends, in the end of the day, never really help you. But they're back in early on, during my elementary days, I was really a floater friend. I've never had a permanent friend. It was always either just close mates or like classmates or just schoolmates or busmates. It's never really like a permanent thing, which is really sad though. And it never really helped me because I had difficulty in connecting now with newer people because I never really knew how to like talk because I just got used to talking to the same old people who were treating me negatively. But soon enough, by luck, not by choice, it's purely luck, I was able to be lucky and was able to get into a friend group with what I would call my closest friends from now, which I'm so appreciative because I have so much fun with them and they actually treat me well. They are there when they're available. They're there when I need them, and they don't make me feel like I'm a backup anymore. Cause when you're the backup friend, it's like you actually can't talk to anyone, and it's exhausting. Cause when you're feeling something, you can't explain it. You lose the right way, or like you really lose the idea of explaining things because you never explain things to anyone when were actually feeling the moment. So now you would be very, very, very alone, which some people then again rather to be alone, but you also need some connections because soon enough you're gonna need help. You're gonna need someone to help you go up. It's not only gonna be yourself. You're probably gonna need an extra wingman. Shout out to the wingmans who keep on helping their bros. And it's really hard being a floater friend. It's not easy. It's not really fun because you lose motivation then for everything because you have nothing to talk about now to anyone because you lost the moment because they weren't there when you needed them. They were there when they needed you, but who was with you when you were at your worst? As a floater friend, you don't have anyone when you're feeling down because then again, you're just the backup. You don't have real friends, you don't have anyone to talk to, but you can change that. You can start changing it because nothing's really permanent. It may take time. Everything takes time. You can't rush it. You don't need to rush it. But if it's negatively affecting you, you need to actually leave. Because it's not gonna help you in the future. You can say that it's okay to be the floater friend, you don't mind, but it's just gonna leave something in you that soon enough you're just gonna lash out, and it wasn't really okay. You were just hiding that fact because you wanted to be friends with those people, but you were never sure. You never sure if they wanted to be friends with you. Some people just want the company of people to help themselves feel normal and okay and chill. But that's all some people get. That's all some people need. And once they got what they need, it's like they were never there. And having to feel that almost every single day, at some point, you need to know that it has to stop. Because you know that that can't go on forever. It's not a normal thing you should continue considering, because you're basically being a mirror ball for them. You want to be their friend, so you do everything and you try and you try until at some point you just give in. At some point you will accept that they don't accept it. They only want your company, they only want your fun times, your ways to make them happy. But you should really find someone that would positively affect your life. Not only for when you're at your high, but people who will also be there at your lowest. Because people who have been with you at your lowest is people you should trust and slowly learn, because they were there when you were at your most vulnerable. So there's nothing to be afraid of the next time you're vulnerable and you're scared and you're afraid and you're showing this emotion to them. But now that you know that they've been there when you were at your lowest, what more if they were at your highest? They could be the most amazing friend, best friend, good friend, closest friend ever that you could ever imagine. And the both of you can already start making lives better. Now, from growing up, parents said that good, real friends come at college, because college is one of the hardest parts of school, and that's when that's when people show their true selves, because people tend to break down in college because of stress and overstimulation. And when a person actually helps you and offers guidance and help and advice, soon enough you would build a friendship that can last a long time. But hopefully you would also be able to find friends in high school, because high school is also a relatable part of school. It's one of the most like known parts, because you would have good memory by then. You would have good conscience, a good knowledge of it, of what you're doing, and you would be able to relate and do things with your friends, closest people, close mates. And really, if a bond is strong in high school, for me it would last until something happens. And that something happening is really just a vague thing. I don't want to be too specific about it, but really, being a floater friend is something where you really can change now. You can start acting now instead of just letting it taunt you and haunt you for the longest period, because there can be a point where you did try to end things, but the constant reminder of the happiness keeps you back in, which can happen to a lot of people. But soon enough, the resentment that you will gain from being a floater friend will just then again break out. You can't control how your emotions will just pump. You can randomly be sad, you can randomly be happy, you can randomly be mad. And when you just realize the truth, you would be sad because your resentment will lash out and tilt itself over, pour itself out. But you can see the positive side of things where you realize the truth. You realize the true meaning of what just happened, and you now have something you can use to motivate yourself and move on. Just move on. And really, that's really you're amazing. As a person, you are an amazing person. You have a lot of opportunities in life, and you should always get to use that. Never let anything bring you down, and trust the people who can be there at your lowest, because they have been there at your most vulnerable self when no other people were there. Trust yourself and make the act right. Change starts with you. Everything will lay upon the path of where you started. Thank you for tuning in to the Kewl Podcast. This is Ian, your host today. Thank you, and good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.